Hey, Cordero Simmons back with another video. I picked up some new fish. I'm working on some new projects. Almost had a mishap. Let me fill you guys in. So folks, in my last video, I know I mentioned that I finally set my 125-gallon tank up. And I also mentioned that I would be picking up a fish or deciding on what I'll put in there. I actually believe someone asked me in the comments, what did I plan on putting in the tank? So, you guys remember my ornate Bashirs? Yeah, they're here and they went in the tank, but I bought a silver arowana first. And it was doing wonderful, it was doing excellent. I figured, hey, it's got a decent size on them. Let me introduce my ornate Bashirs. Bad idea. Why? I mean, look at this guy. His fins are torn. Just look what those dang dinosaurs did. Look at his tail, look at his fins. You guys, I spent 130 bucks on this fish and look at him. He has to be like this for I don't know how long before he even gets back in good shape. So people, other than me almost losing my silver arowana that I had only had for a short period of time, I picked up my first discus and it's hiding behind the pot. But I got one discus, guys, because I spent 130 bucks on that. I spent 60 bucks on a discus. I was kind of spent out. So I'm gonna take care of this one for now, and eventually I will get another, try to get a mated pair, get some breeding going on, you know, things of that nature. That's all I got for the fish room. Let me show you about this new project I'm working on. So here we have my first paludarium project, if you will. You guys, this thing was originally my 7-gallon Aqueon cube, but one day in the middle of moving tanks around and trying to organize things and just having a bunch of junk laid out everywhere, my scythe, yes, my giant scythe, fell over, slid, and hit the tank and landed right on the middle of the tank and cracked this thing right here. And it pretty much created like an upside down fan or a triangle into like 4 or 5 different little pieces. So I said to myself, man, this tank has sat for like a year. What can I do with it? I got some plexiglass. Now granted, originally I tried to cut out glass, but the glass that I actually had was 3/8 of an inch thick and tempered. Very, very thick and impossible to cut, especially with the scoring tool that I had. It's really meant for like really, really thin stuff. So I cut out some plexiglass, as you can see. I honestly wish I would have cut it maybe like 1.5 inches lower, 2 inches lower, because now as I played around with the rocks, as I played around with the rocks and tried to stack it, I am not getting what I thought I was. And also too, I made the mistake of putting pieces together before actually even getting them into the tank. And I just don't understand how people set tanks up. I mean, I watch videos of people do stuff all the time, but actually like executing this stuff is pretty tough. I mean, I guess it would help to put substrate in here, but yeah, I guess that would work. Let's go get some sand. No, Eco Complete. Yeah, Eco Complete. Alrighty, so make sure we got a good view. Yep. So as you guys can see right here, I pretty much made like my own little filtration I guess, holder or slot, if you will. I ordered this little 50-gallon per hour Aquaneat pump off Amazon, and I fitted an airline inside of the tubing versus trying to get tubing to go on the outside. I just went with this standard airline, and that fit just perfectly. I mean, of course I had to wedge it just a little bit, but I mean, it's a nice little seal. And I'm going to set this filter down there center just like that, and I'm going to cut out some filter media and create 4 pieces to go around the pump on all 4 sides, and also create a piece to go over the top. So I pretty much have like the best filtration I can possibly get doing this. So let me take this out, and I gotta cut some filter media to size. Hold on. Dang it. I actually didn't want any substrate getting in here, and that's exactly what I did. But it's cool. Just hoping it doesn't interfere with the pump. I was always told to leave your substrate really shallow in the front to give it more depth, and angle it up towards the back to make it look like, you know, a painting almost. So I just cut out a little square to go over the top of the pump. As you can see, got this little Pac-Man effect going on. Don't mind my ashy hands. That's gonna go over that just like that. And we pretty much got a solid seal on our filtration. I guess let's put some water in this bad boy and see what happens. Well, first things first, let's make sure we're not on top of any rocks, because that will definitely mess some stuff up. I feel like it's been 24 hours. They say don't introduce any tanks or anything. Well, really, you're not even supposed to use the silicone to reseal tanks, but I mean, it's a paludarium. If I do put any fish in here, it might be some guppies, some white cloud minnows. And yeah, back to what I was saying though. Well, they say wait 24 hours. I feel like it's been like maybe like 22, but it shouldn't hurt anything. Here we go. Dope. test this thing. Alrighty, we have success. Would you look at that? Now I just gotta figure out how on earth I wanna set this up. Because this is supposed to go like. Alrighty folks, so here we are next day and I couldn't be more happy with the outcome. This water is still slightly cloudy. I'm guessing that's from the dragonstone. This stuff actually breaks down very, very easily. You have to be very delicate when you're dealing with it because it will crumble. I don't know if you can tell, but right there in the back, there's like some sediment from when I was trying to get it set. Yeah, all that light brown, orange stuff that you see on top of the Eco Complete is pretty much all of the sediment that has broken off from that rock already. So I want to say that's definitely what's clouding this thing up. My Java fern, however, has not fully acclimated to being a terrestrial plant again. I was probably better off buying some of those plants from the pet store that come in the tubes that you have to acclimate to water. You know, they melt down before they actually become a full aquatic plant again. But other than that, my betta is happy. One thing I do wish I could have done for this tank is put a heater in it, but because it has such a shallow water line profile, there's just no way I could do that successfully without running the risk of the water evaporating too much and the heater being exposed, or it's just you know, obscuring the scene. I already have to come up with some special way to try to cover up my filtration here in the back. You can see that tube just runs freely. More than likely I might grab some of that pothos right there. Pothos. You guys know what that stuff is. I got plenty of it. That's just one of them. Or I might even take a shoot of this bamboo here and stick it vertically in there. I don't know. I even thought about draping some Java moss along the back side of the dragonstone to prevent the splash from happening on the back of the tank, because I know eventually that's gonna dry up and create a bunch of, you know, white spots from the minerals in the water. I also definitely want to say I could have done a way better job siliconing this thing, but it was my first one, Paludarium wise, I guess. You can even see kind of in there in the back, I got some silicone draping down. I plan on covering that up with some plants, but I mean, I doubt it, you guys. I'm really satisfied with the thing. I really just might take a razor blade and cut off these little extra pieces right here. But heck, man, I'm satisfied. Hey, other than that, I cannot complain. You guys, if you like this thing, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and heck, just stay tuned for the next one. Peace.